hip hop,
Yeah.
hip hop, hip
Bars
hop,
is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
and
hop,
Oh
hip
God,
hop.
what's
Hip
up with you?
Yes.
Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Go.
Right, they just saying, okay, if you had one album, you could be on this list.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that and it wasn't a bad album. It was a good album, obviously, Invasion of Privacy. But to put her in front of any other female, you know what I mean, is sick. Nowhere near Little Kim status yet.
Nowhere near Nicki status.
Nowhere near Nicki status yet. Like, it's just like these new breed of female rappers, man. And no disrespect, outside of like Remy. And I'm talking about the main ones. I ain't talking about the kind of underground ones.
Right.
None of them can come anywhere close. You know what I mean? Lyrically, to the rappers that came up in our time, the MC Lights, Queen Latifahs, Little Kim, Foxy Browns, all of them. None of them come anywhere yet close. Could they maybe one day? Yeah, Nicki does. I'll say Nicki.
Yep, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But none of them even come close to Nicki. Cardi B's not fucking with no Nicki.
No.
You know, Megan Thee Stallion's not fucking with no Nicki.
Popularity, yeah, but not bars.
Right.
We talking bars.
Bars.
Nah.
Yeah. And Megan can rap a little bit, but then it's like, I don't know. And then I don't know if you heard this new chick. I forget her name. She sounds just like Meg. So now the Meg style now is something that people are starting to replicate. It's crazy.
And this is why they can't fuck with Nicki, because they got styles. Nicki can sing.
Yeah.
She can spit.
Yes,
She
sir.
can get versatile. She's one of the most versatile artists, damn women of all time. She can hit it. She can go any lane and spit any kind of way. And that's what makes her magical. You hear Cardi B, it's one way. It's dope, but it's one way. Meg, one way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all down one-way streets where she just in different lanes on you. So
They
I
need to
don't
get on
think
their
it's a good comparison,
knees.
man.
They need to get on their knees. Because I can remember history. Nicki saved hip-hop for female rappers. The time when Little Kim was dead.
Yeah.
A lot of time when Foxy Brown, left on a hiatus, never came back. Emil went off when it was a Hebrew Israelite. Like, where were the women? Nicki held that shit down. They all need to thank her. The Cardis, the Megs, all them need to think. Now, Remy, if she was locked up all that time. I'm not saying she couldn't have did, she wouldn't have did her thing, but they need to thank Nicki, dog. And I'm gonna be honest, I ain't really rock with Nicki earlier on. She had to grow on me, but I gotta give her a props today.
And I ain't respect. I ain't saying I respect. I ain't like Evander Holyfield growing up, but you see his body of work,
right?
You gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though you may not feel something here or feel something there, the fact that she stayed in this game for as long as she did and still is on the level, man, there's respect there, man. She's one of the best of all time. And to have Cardi B's album to kind of bring it back full circle in front of any of Nicki's albums, it's blasphemous, man.
Azealia Banks came out.
Uh-oh.
Azealia, come talk to us, man.
Oh, shit.
You're always going on these blogs. Come talk to us. Talk to the real.
Yeah,
right?
man.
But anyway, she pretty much said Cardi B was an industry plant. Is she hating on Cardi at this point?
I like Azealia Banks, and I'm not going to say she's hating, even though I disagree. And I disagree on the aspect that I don't think that the industry handpicked Cardi B to push an agenda, to put her in here to do certain things. I think that she gained an enormous amount of success on social media doing crazy and wild shit like we see getting done all over the place.
Yep.
They gave her a bag. She gained some popularity and she ran with it. With social media, she's able to have a voice. So now her voice is echoed everywhere because of the popularity in the music. And now they kind of deem her as a spokesperson for certain things that she has no business being a spokesperson for, i.e. black issues that comes into this community. That's not on her. She didn't assume the mantle. It's some of the mantles that society and social media and politics or whatever the case may be put her in. That ain't her fault necessarily. So I understand where you're coming from, Azealia, but I don't necessarily agree with the plant part. You know what I'm saying? Even though I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. I do believe that there are plants.
Facts.
Obviously in the industry, but I can't see her, being one of those plants, man. But Cardi, I don't think she's ever going to be known as, one of the top artists, like rappers. I just don't. You know what I mean? I think her passions are gonna go way beyond music at some point. I think this is more so of a stepping stone.
Yeah, she's an
for her.
entertainer.
Yeah, she's more so an entertainer that can put a little bit of stuff together. Most likely, people are writing a lot of her stuff, whatever the case may be. But I don't see her as somebody like who was going to master her craft like a Remy Ma. You know what I mean? Or like a like a Nicki, somebody who mastered the craft. And I just don't see that. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you see that with Cardi B, or do you see her kind of moving on?
Nah, I see Cardi B the brand more. I see Cardi B the artist. But you know what? I'm gonna eat some crow right now because when we started this podcast a couple years ago, I said that shit after the first album, and she's proved me wrong. She's still in the game, but I'm still falling on that. I still don't see her as that rapper that she wants to sustain longevity in this game. We see how she feels on social media about certain things. She can have a makeup line right now. She can have any kind of branding she wants. She is a branding global icon when it comes to the 2020 era. So no, I don't see music being it, but I don't damn sure seeing that being the end of Cardi B. I see her being around for a very long time as an entertainer.
And funny because Azealia Banks, so one breath she says that she's an industry plant, then she goes out and says that Bodak Yellow is a top tier female album, pretty much saying it's one of the best of all time. I don't get it. I gotta go back and listen to it. Let me go back and listen to it again. And maybe
Bodak Yellow or Azealia Banks?
No, Bodak Yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, the album. I'm gonna go back and listen to the album to see. You know what I mean? I just don't remember it, being, all crazy like that. I mean, obviously it told her life story and whatnot, but I don't see it. I just can't. Can't.
No, when you think of some of the greatest albums of all times and why they are, it's a certain mix that went into that. It's a certain engineering process that went in that. How these sounds is hitting us in different ways that make us remember it of all time.
Yeah.
The sounds that you think about the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and what came out of them fucking speakers.
That's the best. Yeah.
As opposed to what we hear with Cardi B, and not like just sonically, it's a completely different level. So I don't know. Even though I think it'd be dope, it's dope to bump to. It's the feel is just completely different.
Let's do top. Give me a top 5 female rap artist of all time, hip hop rap artist of all time, if you can.
No particular order right now, but I'll give you my 5.
You can't go 1 to 5.
I'll go 1 to 5, but it's still tentative because I don't know. Cause I could flip flop, right?
Word.
Number 5, I will put Nicki Minaj. Number 4, I will put Lil' Kim.
Still, wow.
For me, yeah. Number 3, I'll put Rod Digger.
Ooh.
Number 2, I'll put Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
And 1, I'll put Missy. And that's honorable mention to MC Lyte and also Queen Latifah. They're just a little before my era to where I can honestly give them a grade in knowing the magic they put out. So this is based off of me and what I've heard with my ears.
Word. Yeah, that's a good list, man. I'm gonna start with 1. I'm gonna start 1 and make it easier. Let me go with I'm gonna go with Lauryn Hill 1. And that probably hurt a lot of people's feelings because she had so small of a body.
That's
of work.
why she's 2 for me, but yeah, I understand.
Right. Let's see. Maybe I can go with, people might not like this, Lil' Kim.
Okay, it's fair.
Number 2, Remy Ma. Number 3.
Good one.
Remy Ma. Number 3. Nicki. Number 4.
Good one.
And let's see who I could throw in number 5. Number 5, I would have to go with Rod Digger.
Rod's a beast.
Yeah, definitely. You got to give her respect. And a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people may not feel that and whatnot. How about Young M.A.? Where you put her? I ain't saying you got to give her a number, but as far as like, I would say she's a good lyricist, man. Definitely.
She's better than the Megs and even the Cardis at this point.
Oh, for
even
sure.
though she doesn't have the star power.
Right.
From a bar perspective, she's definitely up there. You know what I'm saying? And the Foxy still need to be, and the Emil still need to be up there, and things like that. I just feel like they didn't, even though as much as we loved them during out their time, didn't sustain that longevity that you want to see in some of your greatest artists. And the reason why Lauryn Hill is, I believe, in our top 1 and 2 is that album's untouchable. That's Michael Jackson's Thriller. That's a body of art that'll never be touched. So for that alone, she deserves to be up there.
And then you had your boy Ryan Clark, and he out there saying that Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson. And it's, to me, it's almost blasphemy. It's almost blasphemy at the end of the day, because as much as I love Chris Brown, one of probably my favorite R&B artists, one of them, him and Usher, right? You don't come nowhere. There's never been a song that I've heard of Chris Brown that made me feel like a song of a Michael Jackson. It just haven't. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, a very talented individual, but I think it's not even a comparison. I think that Michael Jackson is all in a class by himself, sort of like a Jay-Z when it comes to that particular genre, period.
Yeah, I would love to have Ryan Clark on here to talk about some football, but it'd be crazy to talk about this, and we would definitely get into a crazy debate about this. And everybody has an opinion like an asshole. Everybody got one, but I couldn't disagree more with Ryan Clark. And I think Chris Brown, respectfully, would disagree.
Of course,
Ryan Clark. When you talk about of this generation, very few are touching Chris Brown, and there's no debate on that. But when you talk about comparing anybody, and that's even Usher or any of our greats, to Michael Jackson,
it's different. Yeah.
When you look at his Super Bowl performance and he ain't say a word, he just jumped on stage, ain't say a word for 6 minutes, and the crowd was crying and passing out. When you talk about the showman that is Michael Jackson, bro, ain't nobody touching that dude. Not even Chris Brown. Is talented and is out of this world talented as that brother is. He ain't touching Mike. So I think that was just for, you know what I mean, shock value. They real good at that over at ESPN. Ryan Clark is becoming a master at that as well. You know what I mean? Can't wait to hear some Sean Taylor stories, Ryan Clark. I don't want to hear no more Michael Jackson, Chris Brown stories.
Yeah, ESPN, they go in with that.
Yeah, man.
I don't care what nobody's saying in the comments, boy.
Hell no. They flying off the edge with that joint. But
yeah,
keep doing just great, man. Keep doing what you're doing, Ryan.
Yeah, but let's talk. Well, last topic, man. So the Denver Broncos went up for sale.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of rumors that Jay-Z might be buying them, but ultimately, yeah, okay. Right. The Waltons, the family that owns Walmart, you know, ended up buying the Denver Broncos for $4.5 billion. And it came out today that Kanye West and I think Magic Johnson were in the bidding, but they lost that bidding war. I don't know if they capped out at 4.5 and said they ain't got it, whatever the case may be. But yeah, they didn't get it.
Well, my bad. You going?
No, I'm good.